So while everybody is talking about this game, can we just take a moment? Can we just pause and take a moment to talk about this game, Sifu? Because it is a game that you may have skipped out on. It may have passed you by, and it's a game that needs your attention. So don't skip out on this game. So on this video, let's talk PlayStation. Let's talk Sifu. It's oozing with style, the art style, the graphics, the gameplay, the mechanics, just the kung fu frenzy of madness, and the various moves you can pull off at such a fast pace while being surrounded by a bunch of enemies, and you just unleash hell on them. You unleash the kung fu mastery that you know of, and then when they reach a certain level of health, you can finish them off with a special finishing move. If you want an adrenaline-fueled game where you feel like John Wick, this is it. Actually, no. Yes, but no. Yes, I mean Old Boy. If you want to feel like Old Boy, especially in this iconic corridor scene, which has pretty much been ripped straight out of Old Boy. And when you get the right rhythm going, it feels absolutely 100% incredible. And that is what keeps you going. That is what keeps you fighting. That is what keeps you retrying time and time again until you get the rhythm down, until you learn the pattern, until you master it. The environments and how you use them as a weapon to finish off your opponents as you slam an opponent against a wall with a finishing move is just mwah, chef's kiss. It just doesn't stop being satisfying. And you can just use general items in the environment and flip it or kick it at an enemy to trip them up. You can use a variety of weapons from planks, bats, glass bottles, swords, light bulbs, and more. Each weapon does have its own effectiveness before it breaks, but once you have a weapon in your hand, get ready to cause some serious destruction. That's what you'll be doing throughout. Kicking ass, because I know kung fu. Throwable weapons can be super effective to the point if you catch them off guard, you can then just go up and do your finishing blow. The story to this game, there is one, but it really is sidelined compared to the overall gameplay. But there is a story nonetheless. The story is about revenge, and that's what inspires you to go on a crazy kung fu frenzy of a rampage. Throughout the game, there is little bits of dialogue options where you'll be choosing what to say, but you really don't have to say anything. You can just go in and attack, and it will be an instant finishing blow because they won't be expecting it mid-conversation. As you fight your way through levels, there will also be evidence and keys you collect along the way, with certain areas you may find yourself going back to unlock, or just to explore an area you haven't been to yet. Keep in mind, this game is tough. It's difficult, and you'll be aging fast with only a few hits to kill you. Then you age up, spring back to life where you left off, go back into a fight, die again, age up, spring back up, go back into a fight, die again, age up, spring back up, and rinse and repeat. Aging up will punish you every time you die, and from there, once you die once, it's game over. You won't have any more medallions left when you reach age 70. There's 5 medallions in total, and you've got so many lives in level, but once you hit the ripe age of 70 and you die once, it's all over. So if you don't want to keep aging up and losing all of your stuff, it's rather simple really. Take your time, learn, master it, don't die. It's basically a big learning curve. Go in each fight learning your opponent's attacks. Learning how to block and dodge at the right time is key to winning every fight, really. Seriously, I didn't know this at first, and then I learned the pattern. I got down the technique of learning how to block, hold the block button, and dodging by flicking down on the analog stick. Works every time, with every enemy. And once you get the rhythm down, once you get that perfect pattern down, well, the rest is history. Rinse and repeat levels as well. Even levels you have already completed, because say if you die a lot in a stage, you will enter the next stage at whatever age you ended the previous stage with, and that isn't good for anybody. Learn the rhythm, hold block, keep pushing down on the analog stick to dodge, time it correctly, and then go on the offensive with heavy attacks. Works every time. There's a skill tree and you'll be able to unlock new skills and combo moves by spending the XP points you have accumulated in levels. There's also rewards as well. There's these shrines that you'll be able to find in levels. You'll be to spend your XP points here as well. For example, add an extra focus bar. Regenerate health faster when you've been knocked back. Resetting your death counter, adding a focus reserve and more. And these can also be bought using the XP points. Whatever you do, just fighting in general and winning will build up your focus bar, and focus can really help you in a tough fight. Say against a big boss at the end of a stage. Every stage has mini bosses and a big boss at the end, with some opponents rather easy and others that will enter a raged mode that are tougher to defeat. And that's where the blocking and dodging really comes in. After so many attacks, you build up your focus bar and then hold L2 to activate it. Then press R2 to choose your style of attack that will do an instant attack on your opponent. It may sound frustrating the more you die, sure, especially when you progress so far and then die, and die again. But stick with it. It's really not that frustrating because you just shrug it off, realize what went wrong, learn their pattern a little more, and then go at it again. Then when you do eventually do it, after so many attempts, it's extremely satisfying. You feel rewarded. You feel accomplished when you have finally beaten that big boss at the end of the stage. And just you can progress to the next stage and then do it all over again. The camera angles can sometimes be a problem, especially in crammed places when there's a ton of bad guys all coming at you. But honestly, with all that said and done, Sifu, do not skip on this game because this is one of a kind. There is no games out there quite like this. If you've ever dreamt of being like Bruce Lee, Old Boy, or John Wick, then you need to dive in to Sifu. And I just want to keep on going. Every time I die, I don't care. It's not frustrating. I just keep on going until I master it. It's a learning curve. Practice makes perfect. Keep at it. And it'll be so satisfying once you get that rhythm down. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time.